So a lot of times you have to play a backhand from the deuce court. In fact, that's where most serves go in singles. They try to serve up the center. So what are your options from the, saying from the two-handed side on a serve up the middle or a ball hitting up the center to you? So my first option would be, off my two-handed shot, is to play the ball down the line into their backhand and look for weak balls back to attack. The challenge there is going deep to their backhand also opens an angle against me if they have a good backhand cross court. Typically wouldn't be necessarily a good backhand, but if my ball lands a little short, they can attack the ball. One of my better options would be to play inside out. So the ball comes to my backhand, I play it inside out, meaning I'm hitting the inside of the ball toward the outside of the court, or back into square two. So the ball comes in my backhand, it's an inside out backhand into their forehand. The advantage of that shot is it means my recovery point is only a few feet away. So if I go inside out to their forehand, I only have to recover to this part of the court. That allows me to cover the short angle ball back or the deep ball down the line. I'm in the middle between those 2 points. The other option, of course, is my slice backhand. The slice backhand, they serve hard into my backhand, especially if I'm stretched out. Allows me to play the ball back until I can get it back in play and get recovered quickly for the next ball. So I really have 3 targets I'm going to use. Down the line to square 3, okay, deep to square 2, or between the 2. We know that after the player serves, there's a moment where they have to split and recover back. When you watch the pros play, they often return the ball very hard up the center at the player's body, knowing that he has less chance to move to the ball and play it aggressively. So tactics for singles might be hard up the center, right at the player's body. Whether you use the one-handed, the two-handed, or the slice. Ball goes into your backhand, play it aggressive up the middle, deep right at the player's feet, so he has to pop the ball up because you push him into a very defensive position, and then you can go to offense from there with one shot. So that's your 3 options from the deuce court for singles, using both the topspin, two-handed backhand, the one-handed topspin, and the backhand slice. Okay, so I'm the deuce court player in doubles, and they probably know that I like the deuce court because I like my forehand. So guess where they're probably going to serve most of the balls? Up the middle of my backhand. So how do I handle a ball into my backhand side in doubles? Well, one of the first things is positioning, how I start off. I'm going to be turning cross court, so my position on the court should be at an angle. So all 10 toes, or my body, or my belly button, is facing the corner of the court. So if I aim my belly button toward the opposite alley, that puts me in a position that if they do serve wide, I can move forward to cut off the angle. But if they serve to my backhand, I'm already partially turned. So the turn isn't quite as dramatic as it might be if I were facing the net and trying to rotate. So my goal here again with my opponent at the net, the target trainer, means I have 3 targets again. My first target might be a lob to square 3 over the net player's head, an inside out backhand to square 2, or an aggressive shot where I can move in and hit a short angle to square 1. So whether I play two-handed on the shot or one-handed, or I might go with the two-handed lob or the short angle. But once again, I don't always have to avoid the player at the net. Part of my job is to intimidate them again and make them respect the fact that I can go different directions. So if I get a ball in the center, especially with my 2 hands, I can easily pull the ball back into square 1. If the ball is one-handed, I can move up on the ball again and play a slice down the line to square 1. My purpose is to make sure I freeze the net player so he's afraid to go because I might lob him. I might go down the line, which allows me to open up the court bigger. And what it does effectively is it allows me to play the middle of the court. I can hit safer shots into my opponent's backhand side because he's afraid to move at the net for fear that I might go down the line or might lob him or even try to hit at him.